Beetroot juice has long been one of the most researched natural beverages in cardiovascular science, known for boosting performance and supporting circulatory health. But new research reveals something far more shocking. Scientists have discovered that when you add specific natural ingredients to this deep red juice, the blood flow enhancing effects don't just get a little better, they become significantly more powerful. In fact, cardiologists and numerous studies from the world's most prestigious universities show that these simple, easy-to-find, and inexpensive ingredients can multiply the circulatory benefits, optimizing vessel walls and pumping blood to the muscles, far beyond what beetroot can do on its own. And the most astonishing part is this capability isn't a matter of traditional opinion, but a measurable, reproducible, scientifically proven fact long before modern wellness trends caught on. In this video, we'll dive deep into the underlying science and reveal 3 ingredients that turn ordinary beetroot juice into a powerful blood-pumping machine, ranked from the most well-known to the most surprising. And be sure to watch until the end, because the 3rd ingredient has been shown in studies to trigger a circulatory response that has stunned even top scientists. Let's start with the science of beetroot juice, because understanding this foundation is essential to appreciate why these specific additions make such a massive difference. Beets are extremely rich in inorganic nitrates, and when you drink beetroot juice, these nitrates enter your digestive system and are absorbed directly into the blood. But here's where it gets really interesting. The nitrates themselves don't directly dilate blood vessels. They need to undergo a special bioconversion process to work their magic. The first step of this miracle doesn't happen in the stomach or intestines, but starts right in your mouth, where natural bacteria residing on the back of your tongue use an enzyme called nitrate reductase to convert nitrate into dethanitrite. This is a crucial biological detail for men's health, and we'll see its importance shortly. When you swallow this nitrite, enters the acidic environment of the stomach and continues its journey into the bloodstream and vessel walls, where local chemical reactions convert it into nitric oxide, NO, the ultimate signaling molecule for regulating blood flow. As soon as nitric oxide is released around the vascular, smooth muscle cells, it immediately activates the enzyme guanylate cyclase to produce the secondary messenger, cyclic GMP, which signals these smooth muscles to relax. This widens the diameter of the blood vessels, breaks down flow resistance, and sends blood surging throughout the body. Every organ, tissue, and cell in your body craves this oxygen-rich blood. But what makes the nitrate pathway from beet so great is that it generates nitric oxide completely independently of the traditional endothelial system. Normally, the endothelial cells lining your blood vessels produce nitric oxide using the amino acid arginine, a process often supported by natural antioxidant compounds like EGCG from green tea, epicatechin from cacao, or eugenol from cloves. However, as the body ages, this endothelial function begins to decline and becomes less and less efficient. That's where beetroot juice shows its absolute power. Its nitrate pathway takes a detour, completely bypassing that weakening endothelium, ensuring your circulatory engine can still operate at full capacity regardless of how much your endothelial function has declined, a golden advantage for men entering middle age. This is why clinical trials have recorded explosive results using beetroot juice can drop systolic blood pressure by 4 to 10 points, push physical endurance and stamina to new heights, deliver a powerful pump to muscles during workouts, and improve flow-mediated dilation. These potent effects can start to activate within just 2 to 3 hours after drinking and maintain sustained energy for up to 24 hours. And now that you have a thorough understanding of the biological mechanism of this juice, let's explore why adding specific ingredients can amplify those circulatory effects to a truly astonishing degree. The first ingredient I recommend you add to your glass of beetroot juice is fresh lemon juice. The reason isn't just about taste, but about a very specific chemical reaction that determines the success or failure of the nitric oxide synthesis process. When nitrite enters your stomach, the entire explosion of nitric oxide depends completely on the acidity of that environment. In a stomach with low acidity, a large amount of nitrite will simply pass through the digestive system uselessly, wasting the immense blood pumping potential that beetroot offers. This is where fresh lemon juice comes into play. With its extremely high citric acid content, squeezing lemon into your beet juice will drop the pH, turning your stomach into an optimal reactor where a massive amount of nitrite is successfully converted, multiplying. Nitric oxide output from the same serving of juice. But the science doesn't stop there. Lemon juice carries a large amount of vitamin C, ascorbic acid, and this vitamin doesn't just regulate pH. It also directly intervenes in the conversion pathway by acting as a reducing agent. It continuously donates electrons to catalyze and accelerate the chemical reduction of nitrite to nitric oxide at a furious pace and efficiency. Science has clearly shown that the more vitamin C you consume, the more nitric oxide is generated up to a saturation point. Furthermore, vitamin C is an excellent shield for the male vascular system. It stimulates collagen synthesis to fortify vessel walls, protects young nitric oxide molecules from the ravages of free radicals to extend their circulatory lifespan, and, most impressively, supports the regeneration of tetrahydrobiopterin, a vital cofactor for the endothelial enzyme. By revitalizing this endothelial system, Lehman helps maintain the traditional nitric oxide production pathway in parallel with the groundbreaking nitrate pathway from beets, giving you a fantastic dual-engine blood pump to activate this power. The process is incredibly simple. Just squeeze the juice of one whole fresh lemon into a standard glass of beet juice, about 7 to 8 ounces. Stir well and enjoy the citrus acid when it meets the natural. Clean sweetness of the beet creates a drink that is refreshing, explosive, and far more enjoyable than drinking plain beet juice alone. The second ingredient that helps crank up beetroot juice's blood-pumping machine to the max is fresh ginger. Its mechanism addresses a critical blind spot in blood flow that the nitrate pathway alone can't cover. Beetroot juice primarily creates nitric oxide to widen the pipes. But let's be realistic. A wide blood vessel is meaningless if the blood flowing through it is thick and sludgy. This is where fresh ginger proves its invaluable worth for men's vitality and circulatory health. Thanks to a high concentration of bioactive compounds called gingerols. Ginger directly impacts hemodynamics by inhibiting excessive platelet aggregation, the very thing that makes blood viscous and stagnant as it passes through the tiny microvessels where vital oxygen and nutrient exchange occurs. By clearing up this congestion, ginger keeps the blood flowing with ideal smoothness. The result is a perfect synergistic mechanism. Beetroot juice throws open the highways, while ginger ensures the traffic moves at maximum speed, creating a circulatory force far beyond what any single ingredient could achieve. Additionally, ginger also addresses inflammation in the vessel walls by blocking harmful prostaglandins and leukotrienes, protecting the endothelium so your blood vessels remain perfectly responsive to the relaxation signals from nitric oxide. And don't forget its thermogenic effect. Ginger slightly increases body temperature, which inadvertently triggers a secondary, completely independent vasodilation reflex, acting as a perfect backup turbo system alongside the nitrates. Scientists are even extremely excited by emerging evidence suggesting that ginger may support and nourish the very microbiome on the surface of your tongue, the indispensable first workers in kicking off the nitrate to nitrite conversion chain. To unlock this full power, grate about 1 to 2 teaspoons of fresh ginger and press it directly into your glass of beet juice, or steep it in a little warm water for 5 minutes and then strain the liquid in. Don't waste your money on dried ginger powder. You need fresh ginger because it contains a vastly superior amount of bioactive gingerol. The pungent, spicy kick of the ginger that hits your nose will create a flavor profile that is incredibly masculine and powerful. The third ingredient is what I consider the most groundbreaking and scientifically exciting, and it's definitely something most of you would never think to mix with beetroot juice, raw, unprocessed cacao powder. Don't confuse this with industrial chocolate powders that have been stripped of all their nutrients. We're talking about the original powerhouse. The reason this combination creates such a phenomenal blood-pumping machine lies in a mechanism that scientists call the convergent amplification effect on the cyclic GMP-cGMP pathway. Listen closely, because this is truly incredible. As we've learned, nitric oxide from beets signals the vascular smooth muscles to relax by creating cGMP. But cGMP doesn't last forever. It is constantly being hunted down and deactivated by an enzyme called phosphodiesterase type 5. This enzyme breaks down cGMP and renders it inactive, meaning the relaxation signal is continuously being terminated even as new cGMP is being produced, the amount of cGMP available at any given time, and therefore the net amount of smooth muscle relaxation and vasodilation is determined by the balance between cGMP's rate of production and its rate of breakdown. Beetroot juice increases the rate of cGMP production by providing more nitric oxide to stimulate guanylate cyclase. But raw cacao works on the other side of the equation. The flavonoids in cacao, particularly epicotecin, have been shown to inhibit the enzyme phosphodiesterase, which reduces the rate at which cyclic GMP is broken down. When cyclic GMP is broken down, more slowly it accumulates to higher concentrations inside the smooth cells creating a stronger and more sustained relaxation signal. This is the synergistic amplification I mentioned. Beetroot juice increases cGMP production by providing more nitric oxide. Cacao decreases cGMP breakdown by inhibiting the enzyme that degrades it. When both of these actions occur simultaneously, the net increase in cGMP concentration is significantly greater than what either one could achieve alone. The more cGMP, the stronger the vasodilation, the more relaxed the blood vessels become, and the more significantly blood flow improves. The mathematical relationship isn't just additive, it's multiplicative. You're hitting the gas and releasing the brake at the same time, and the overall forward movement is much greater than doing just one of those actions. But the benefits of cacao don't stop at phosphodiesterase inhibition. Cacao flavonoids, especially epicatechin, also directly stimulate the enzyme endothelial nitric oxide synthase, which means cacao simultaneously promotes nitric oxide production through the endothelial pathway, while beet juice promotes it through the nitrate pathway. These are two completely independent sources of nitric oxide feeding the same guanylate cyclase enzyme, and the phosphodiesterase inhibition from the cacao ensures that the cyclic GMP produced from both sources accumulates to its maximum potential. The three-pronged synergy here, more production from two sources plus less destruction, is truly exceptional in its comprehensiveness. Clinical studies on cacao flavonoids have consistently demonstrated improvements in flow, mediated vasodilation, reductions in blood pressure, and enhanced peripheral blood flow. When you combine these effects with the nitric oxide surge from beetroot juice, the composite impact on vascular function is significantly superior to what each substance can achieve individually. Cacao also provides a significant amount of magnesium, which supports blood vessel relaxation through its role as a natural calcium channel blocker. It contains theobromine, a mild vasodilator that promotes blood vessel expansion through another independent mechanism, and it provides a broad spectrum of polyphenol antioxidants that protect both the nitric oxide generated from beetroot juice and the nitric oxide produced via the endothelial pathway from destruction by free radicals to add raw cacao powder to your beetroot juice. Blend 1 to 2 tablespoons of raw cacao powder directly into your glass of beet juice using a blender or a strong whisk will give you the best results, as cacao powder doesn't dissolve as easily as some other ingredients. The rich chocolatey flavor of raw cacao combines with the earthy sweetness of beetroot juice to create an incredibly rich and appealing drink that many people love, especially with the addition of the lemon juice and ginger from the 2 previous additions. Now, let me fully describe what you've created. By combining all 3 versions with beetroot juice, you have beetroot juice providing a large dose of dietary nitrates, which are converted via oral bacteria and stomach acid into nitric oxide, completely bypassing the endothelium and remaining fully functional, regardless of age-related endothelial decline. Lemon juice helps to optimize the acidity of the conversion environment and provides vitamin C, a catalyst for the conversion of nitrite to nitric oxide, maximizing the nitric oxide yield from every molecule of dietary nitrate you consume. Ginger helps reduce blood viscosity through its antiplatelet aggregation effects, enhances thermogenic vasodilation through an independent heat-mediated mechanism, and reduces vascular inflammation that would otherwise impair blood vessel responsiveness to nitric oxide. And you have raw cacao, which inhibits phosphodiesterase to prevent the breakdown of cyclic GMP, while also stimulating endothelial nitric oxide synthase to add a second source of nitric oxide production, and providing magnesium and theobromine to support further vasodilation through other independent mechanisms. Each component in this formula targets a different step in the process of blood flow. Beetroot juice creates nitric oxide through the nitrate pathway. Lemon amplifies the efficiency of this process. Cacao creates additional nitric oxide through the endothelial pathway and prevents the subsequent signal from being degraded. And ginger ensures the blood flows optimally through the newly widened vessels. There is no redundancy, only multiple layers of complementary, synergistic support for preparation. I recommend the following. Start with about 200 milliliters of fresh beetroot juice. Juice, or a high-quality organic beetroot juice with no added sugar, add the juice of 1 fresh lemon. Add 1 to 2 teaspoons of freshly grated ginger. Add 1 to 2 tablespoons of raw cacao powder. Blend all ingredients until the mixture is smooth and uniform. Drink this once per day. In terms of timing, you have some flexibility, depending on your goals for general circulatory support and daily health maintenance. Drinking this mixture in the morning will provide a nitric oxide boost that supports blood flow throughout your most active hours for promoting overnight recovery and vascular repair. Drinking it in the evening, before bed, provides the compounds during a critical window when your body is carrying out its most intensive cardiovascular maintenance. Some people choose to take a smaller amount at both times for round-the-clock support, experiment with different timings, and see what works best with your personal schedule and provides you with the most noticeable benefits. An important note about beetroot juice and oral hygiene, because the conversion of nitrates to nitrites depends on bacteria on your tongue. It's crucial not to use antibacterial mouthwash immediately before or after drinking your beet juice. Antibacterial mouthwash will kill the very bacteria that perform this first essential conversion step, which can significantly blunt the effectiveness of dietary nitrates. Regularly brushing your teeth with toothpaste is fine, but avoid using a strong antiseptic mouthwash right around the time you drink your beet juice. Quality is a key factor for every ingredient. Fresh beetroot juice made from whole organic beets is ideal, although a high-quality commercial beet juice without added sugars or preservatives is a perfectly acceptable option. Lemons should be fresh, not from a bottle, as fresh juice retains more of its active vitamin C and citric acid. Ginger should be fresh, root, not dried powder, and the cacao powder should be raw and unprocessed, not the alkalized or Dutch processed kind, as most of the flavonoids are destroyed during that processing. In conclusion, what you're holding in your hand is not just a simple juice, but a complete circulatory strategy. These 4 ingredients work through entirely different biological mechanisms. The beets provide the raw material for nitric oxide. The lemon optimizes the conversion environment. The ginger clears the path for smooth flow. And the cacao locks in the signal for the vessels to widen together. They amplify each other's effects spectacularly, creating a system that simultaneously protects, enhances, and regenerates blood flow in your 50s or 60s. Many men mistakenly believe that the breakdown of the circulatory system, a drop in energy levels, or a decline in performance is an unavoidable and natural part of aging. But the truth is, your body still has a miraculous ability to heal and revitalize itself if given the right tools. This isn't a temporary, quick-fix solution, but a process that helps your body rebuild its vascular system from deep within. It takes a little time to build up, but the results it delivers are incredibly sustainable. The most important thing is consistency, not perfection. It's okay if you miss a day, but try not to miss a week. Have you noticed any changes in your energy levels, stamina, or performance since turning 50? And of the 3 secret ingredients we just analyzed, which one surprised you the most? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I always read them and look forward to our discussions. Thank you for taking the time to watch the entire video today. If you found this information useful, please share it with other men who need to improve their blood circulation, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to continue on this journey with more strategies for optimizing men's health based on real science. Hello, and see you in the next video.